Hello and welcome to Mako Tarot. If you are new here, welcome back. If you're returning, thank you so much for your support and for all of the people that have subscribed to the channel. I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out to check out my little videos. So I'm going to continue with the profile videos. I've mentioned in the Krishan Rock video. If you haven't watched it, watch it before you watch this one, because I talk about what this new segment or playlist is going to be concerning. It's a profile of a celebrity, and I'm trying to take a look at their past, present, and future. And so hopefully you like this style of video. If so, let me know in the comments. Make sure that you subscribe so we can keep pushing these videos out. And I actually don't know why I started with these cards, because that wasn't my intention, but we're going to keep moving. So we're going to focus on Blueface, and we're right now looking at his past. I'm going to leave it there because I actually planned on using these, but we'll kind of use this. What came out was the Queen of Swords in reverse, and this is about some type of cold-hearted, cruel energy that's there. So let's get into it with Blueface. What is his past energy? What's going on with Blueface in the back? Whoa, secret lover. Secret lovers. That's what. Okay. Weak, hood rat, Gemini came out. Bad luck. No communication. Abusive. Whoa. Financial failure. Aries right underneath the Gemini. Interesting. Fake Empress, Divine Feminine, Stingy, Lack of Confidence, Mental Illness, whoa, Liar, Jail, okay, Child or Children at the bottom. All right, these Oracle cards, they on point. So at the center of the read is abusive. And with this being the past for him, there's someone in his energy that he perceives, I feel, to be abusive, or the abuse and the trauma that he might have experienced caused him to become abusive to other people. Okay. And if this is a trigger warning, please fast forward. But this is mostly talking about, I feel, emotional abuse per se. Now, there may be some physical stuff that's been in there before, but I feel like there's an emotionally abusive thing. And what that means is basically when someone withdraws love and gives love and withdraws it, or you feel like you don't get enough love. It's crazy because, once again, the reading I literally just did on Krishan, it came out of one of my card decks. I think it was the Mind Games deck, where someone was being emotionally abusive. That actual card came out in the reading I just did. So it could be him, or it could be, since this is his past, things that he experienced that caused him to be in this energy, that he feels like he was abused, so then he's kind of abusive. Okay. So there is this cold-hearted energy that's here. There is a secret lover that could be someone that we don't know about that he could be dealing with. I'm gonna just say it could be female or male. I don't know for sure. I'm gonna just leave that there. It could be, but there's somebody hidden that we don't know about. This person he perceives to be, I feel like, was weak, or maybe he was perceived to be weak, and maybe a hood rat. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I feel like since it's tapping to his past energy, it's giving the energy that he perceives himself to be weak. Now, we're talking about behind the scenes, not what you showed everybody else. Okay. It's this perception of being weak. With the Gemini card, this has to also deal with lovers. So we got secret lovers and then we got lovers. So there's something where maybe people, what I'm getting is almost kind of like as a kid when you're emotional, okay? And especially being a boy, which is sad, but let's say being a boy, you know how they're taught, you're not supposed to cry, toughen up, you too weak. I feel like there's a level of that's who he was. He was more soft. He was more emotional. And I feel like people were emotionally abusive to him because they felt like he was weak. And so because of that, hood rat is coming out because I feel like he became a hood dude, you know, whether it's, you know, hustling, slinging, gangbanging, whatever. He became a hood type of person in an effort to try to counter what other people thought of him. And it could be women, it could be, you know, young girls as, you know, you too soft or whatever. And so he felt like I've got to give this persona of being so tough. Okay. Then we have bad luck and no communication. So, you know, I'm hearing that expression, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all kind of energy where he feels like he's always got something going on that's negative. The no communication could be someone he's not in communication with. That could be the secret lover because it's right underneath it. It could be a divine feminine energy. It could be a woman that he has as a secret lover, like a person he secretly loves too, could be there. He may not actively be her lover. It could be that there's someone behind the scenes that he really does love, but he doesn't talk about that person. Now, whoever that is, I don't know. But he could consider her to be divine feminine, which would be like the person he admires. The divine feminine is like the epitome. We all have divine feminine and masculine properties, but it's like in this reading, I'm feeling it's more or less a person he kind of has said, it's almost like my perfect person. And even though we know no perfect person exists, it's like, this is my perfect person kind of thing. But I feel like he's been abusive emotionally and maybe physically abusive. And that might be why he's not with that person. We're also dealing with financial failure. I feel like there's some insight, there's some thought about, whoa, how did I get here? You know, I used to have so much. I was on top of my game and look where I'm at. And I feel like he feels like women have been the cause of his downfall, is in my opinion. All right, next we have the Aries energy, which is the Emperor in the tarot. And the Emperor is a person that is emotionally, they hit on all cylinders. Okay. So basically they're financially straight, emotionally straight, mentally, you know, sound, and also driven, you know, to have ambition. And I feel like that's how he views himself. It's funny, in the last reading I did for Krishan, the fake Emperor came out. And so we were talking about that. But here's the funny part. In his reading, we have the fake Empress. So there's this energy that whoever this woman is, and I'm trying not to make it a Krishan Blueface kind of reading, but whoever this woman is or women, he feels like they're fake. Like they're not real. He's not in communication. He may have someone he secretly does love and want to be with, but he feels like, I feel like women are bad luck. They've caused financial failure. They've caused him, you know, he's the Emperor. He in his head has everything together and they're causing problems. Okay. There's the stingy energy. That could be his energy, of course, that he's been stingy with his money and somewhat emotionally, physically abusive. It's funny, these cards are like weak, abusive, stingy. You know, they're kind of like just in order, coming down as far as his disposition. And so this very well could be him. He could perceive himself deep down, which is how I'm gonna be honest with you now. A lot of narcissistic type people, deep down, they're very insecure and they do feel very, very weak. So they tend to be emotionally and mentally and sometimes physically abusive to others because this is their way to have their power. Just like I said with the Emperor, is my way of being in control and having everything, you know, under my belt. But there's a lot going on here. And see, just like I said, with the weak, there's a lack of confidence. And that's not something that will be shown on the outside, but deep down, this is your past. This is who you've been. This is the core of who you are, if you will. So there's a lack of confidence. There's a feeling of being weak. And sometimes people who really, not all the time, but a lot of times people who are in that bodybuilding, I got to be so big, you do it because you feel weak and you feel like people are going to kind of, let's see how nice way I put it, will like, I guess do things to you or bully you. Let's put it like that. They'll bully you if you're not big. So he feels like if I make my outside big, it'll look like I'm rough and tough and I'm the hood rat and blah, blah, blah. But deep down, we're feeling very weak. Okay. And all of that. And we lack confidence. We also have mental illness. So we could be combating stuff. It could be depression. Could be anxiety. It could be something deeper, but we're definitely having some struggles internally. Okay. Spiritual message that we have, that's the positioning for me, is the liar. So it could be a belief that other people are always lying to him, but he also could be a liar. I did another reading previously for November, in which we talked about it was on Blueface. If you want to catch it, it's still there. But I was talking about the fact that he definitely was creeping. He was doing stuff behind the scenes that he wasn't who he was pretending to be. He's using Krishan in this situation to get back on top, to use. It's something hidden. It's like ulterior motives. Okay. So that's definitely going on. We do have the jail card that also came out. Now that could be for him. It could be for someone else. It could be his experience in the past, because this is the past part of dealing with jail time. And then we had at the bottom of the deck child or children. And underneath that we have good news, which is positive. So maybe there's some good news for him about his child or children. Okay. All right. So that is the past. Let's go into the present energy. Let me reset really quickly. You're welcome to fast forward this part if you don't want to wait. If not, this is some quick ASMR of me lighting my incense, because we got to have it. Keep this energy clear. I don't even know the lyrics, but I'm hearing Chris Brown's song. I can't even talk anymore. I'm hearing Chris Brown's song. Something about the energy on me. Dun, 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 dun. I don't even know the lyrics, but I keep hearing that part or something. Something about the energy or something. So you might want to check out the lyrics there to see what they're talking about. I don't know. All right, can we get some information on the present energy for Blueface? What is the present energy for Blueface? I just had the Scorpio come to mind, and in the tarot, Scorpio is symbolic of the death card, which is changes. All right, sex magic is here. Endings and new beginnings. So that just popped up in my head. Sex magic. Oh, unemployed. Hiding something. I can't. This guy is not. This energy is just following him. Narcissist. Wow. Hidden children or child. Whoa. Freak. Whoa. Didn't I just say I had the Scorpio in my head, and I said it's the death card in the tarot right when I was shuffling? It wasn't out. I just saw it flash in my head. Wow. Okay. That was meant to be. Legal matters. Perfectionist. Sagittarius. Family. sexual deviant. Baggage, untrustworthy, broke. Okay, didn't I just talk about that fake emperor? Is at the bottom of the deck, that fake emperor. Okay, so at the center of this reading right here is the legal matter. So there's something going on legally that he's involved with. Okay, now the sex magic card, that tells me, especially with it being over freak, is telling me that he knows that, long story short, he's good in bed. And so I feel like I'm laughing because you know how they call some people hobosexuals, where they have sex in order to have a place to stay. I'm not saying that he needs to have sex to have a place to stay, but it's an energy of like, I use my sex to get what I want. That he knows that his energy, I hate to put it like this, but it's kind of like a gift, is in having sex with women, and he kind of gets them hooked on him, no pun intended, hooked on them by having sex. And so he kind of is like, if I have sex with him, I know I got him, that kind of energy. And so that is literally sex magic for those who know that power. So the freak card is right up under that. And then we do have family. We have unemployed. And so this is back to what I was saying in the sense of him trying to figure out what's my next step. You know, of course, it doesn't seem to be in the energy of wanting to rap anymore. So it's like, I got to get back out there. I got to get back notorious so that we can get this money going, which might be why there was a brief period of time, from what I'm understanding, with Krishan, because she was still having something of a platform, but I kind of feel like her platform is not as big as what he wants. So he's like, I'm going to use that as a stepping stone to let people know that I'm out. But then once they know, now I'm going to see what else I got to do to be relevant and to make the kind of money I want to make or was making before. So right now there's a level of not really knowing exactly what to do. And then there's also the hiding something. And see, we just talked about that. It keeps coming out every reading, even go back to like a week or two ago. Every time it keeps coming out. He's definitely hiding something. He's not who he really appears to be. And then the narcissist came out specifically in his reading. And I feel like that is his energy. And I just talked about that when we were talking about the past, that there's this feeling really small and insecure on the inside, but on the outside, I have to appear like I have it together, like I got it going on. Now, there are hidden children or a hidden child of some sort. So maybe he's suspecting that somebody might be pregnant. Right after that was freak. But then we also have Scorpio that came out. And like I told you, Scorpio is the death card, you know, in the tarot. And so basically what it means is that, in my opinion, and my nose is itching, like I'm right on the dot, right on the nose. Thank you, Spirit. But with the Scorpio energy, it's basically something, to me, it's something has to end for something to begin. So it could be that the situation with Krishan, he's going to try to distance himself from that in order to start something new. Or it just could be that he's starting something totally new for himself. But something has to end. So we have the legal matters, and see, this is at the center of the read. So this could also be other legal things that may come up for him, but then it also could be custody, trying to gain custody of the child, or it could be something else legal that's going on. I just mentioned that it could be something of a setup. I did in Krishan's reading, I believe. I think it was her reading. I'm getting confused now, but basically it could be some type of setup to try to like repay the favor. You know, if the feeling is that you got me locked up, I'm gonna play like I forgave you to get close to you, but it's only to stab you in the back once I figure out how I'm gonna do it. That's the feeling that I'm getting. Under narcissist, we do have a perfectionist card, which often, you know, perfectionism seems like, oh, that just means a person wants to be perfect. They're going to try hard. Yeah, but it's negative. It's a level of trying to achieve perfection, which you never will. Okay. But also, as I tell my clients, for those of you who don't know, I'm in the mental health profession. Perfectionism on one side of the coin is a workaholic. I'm going to try to keep being as perfect as I can. It's still negative, but that's the more positive side of perfectionism. The dark side of perfectionism is not trying, giving up easily so that you don't have to face it. So there's a level of fearing failure, and then there's a level of fearing success. And I feel like just like it came out from Krishan's reading, you know, there's this level of possibly feeling like I keep messing stuff up. You know, I've had a lot of money, I've created a lot of things, I've done a lot of things, but somehow I keep messing it up. And so I feel like in the past reading we just did for him, there's a level of blame. It's the women, it's the family, it's the women, it's the family and stuff, and not blaming yourself, which is a part of narcissism. They typically don't think they're wrong. But in this situation, I kind of feel like, you know, he's trying to assess why things are not working for me. All right. Once again, we have Sagittarius, which is that temperance card in the tarot. Could be, you know, people in his midst, that's Scorpio, Sagittarius, and all of that. But I'm just telling you the tarot definition of these cards. And the Sagittarius energy is the temperance, in which there's this seeking of trying to find some way to balance. You know, it's so much stuff going on, wanting to get back on top and just trying to figure out how to balance. Family could or could not be important to him or be part of the problem. Now, I am saying freak and sexual deviant around family, so there could have been something that happened in his past that caused these types of over sexualized behaviors. It could be, and it's not simple, but it could be an older woman took him, quote unquote, under, you know, her wing, if you will, and taught him things sexual that he didn't need to know. And so I feel like there's a level of sexual trauma there, but he looks at it as a plus because it's taught him, you know, the sex magic. It's taught him sexual ways to use his sexuality at a young age. So the sexual deviant, you know, it could be some things behind the scenes that we don't know. And mind you, that's why I said that sex magic. And I talked about could be male and female, could be just female. I don't know. I'm not going to say I know for a fact. I'm just kind of throwing it out there because it just feels wobbly. I'll put it like that. All right. So then we could have some baggage. And the baggage could have to deal with the legal matters. In his mind, it could be there are some things I need to tighten up and deal with so that I can move on and move forward. All right. There are people I feel like he feels is untrustworthy, or either he's untrustworthy because liar did come out. And so this could be his energy of what he perceives to be around him, untrustworthy people. Or it could just be he is untrustworthy. Or actually, it could be both. Okay. So then in the other reading, we had that financial failure come out. Now we have broke. So there's definitely money issues. We might be hiding behind, you know, renting things or whatever to pretend that we have the money, but it's not there. We also have fake emperor. And remember, I just talked about that in his past reading. And I also mentioned that this card came out in Krishan's reading about there's a fake emperor. Remember, I said the emperor is a person that, when it's not fake, has their stuff together, point blank period. They have their stuff across the board together. A fake emperor is a person pretending to have their stuff together, but they really don't. Okay. And then underneath that, we have controlling coming out again, controlling energy. And so this could be his energy of trying to control the narrative. Let's try to get some more insight on the money. All right, what can you tell us about Blueface and his money issues or whatever? Whoa, whatever's going on with the money. I feel like that's a lot, but I'm going to take them. Anything else? Whoa. All right, that's a lot of cards, but I'm just going to read through them. So let's look at this first bit, and then we'll take this bit. All right, so there's a savings account somewhere that maybe he's really focused on his savings. There's a feeling of lack that's going on. Remember, we talked about broke and all of that kind of stuff. Spending on yourself. So he might be taking money from different sources and just spending it all on himself to kind of give that illusion. Remember, we talked about the fake emperor, that illusion that, you know, I have my stuff together. There's advice to save more, which is also in alignment with that savings account. Bounce checks. Okay, this is going in alignment with the lack. Hidden money. All right, so this goes on that spending on himself. He could be hiding money from whatever endeavors he might be doing with whomever. I don't know if he has an account with Krishan or something like that, but whatever it is, he's taking money hiding it and spending it on himself. Bankroll. Okay, he's trying to actually, again, I feel like pretend that he has so much money and foreign currency. So either he's hiding money. Again, we go back to that hiding energy. Either he's hiding money and trying to figure out, like, you know how people have Swiss bank accounts, you know, so that it's not taken by the US or whatever, taxed or whatever. He could have some money that he's hidden, or it could just be cash, you know, because some people do have cash that they hide in different spaces. So he could have that. But I think the money is not flowing in as much right now. So he's working on how can I make more money. But I don't think that he's actually like totally without any money at all. I think he has enough money to kind of floss, but not necessarily like real money, if that makes sense. All right. So what's the T? Any information about Blueface you can provide currently? What's going on with him currently? All right, next one to jump out. Photo proof. See, it's something underhanded he's doing. It's always something underhanded. I don't know what's going on. But it says photo proof, caught in the act, evidence saved, truth in plain sight. And I'm telling you, I'm not trying to make this a Christian rock thing. I just feel like there's something he's up to where he's around her, not because he likes her. Wow. Fake smiles at the bottom. Not because he likes her, not because he's in love with her, but it's because I'm trying to get whatever I need to get on you to get you in trouble. Because I do feel like it's an energy of you've lied and done stuff that got me put in jail. I'm acting like I forgive you. I'm acting like we cool, but really it's to get this information. I've said this several times. Go back, rewind it back to a week or two ago when I did those other videos on Blueface and Krishan. It's an energy of creeping. It's an energy of watching. It's an energy of pretending like everything's cool, but it's not. And I say it over and over and over. And it's showing up in several different readings, several weeks apart. Okay. So he's definitely on the hunt for something. And then we have fake smiles. And it says, saying hi, but hating inside. Two-faced energy. Watch who's smiling at you. I cannot at all make it up. This is his energy. He's pretending, but he definitely is not for real. Wow, that's insane. All right, let's move on to the future. Quick second to reset. I'm hearing snake energy. Snake energy. Good gracious. Whoever's around him needs to watch out because he is not real. And the sad thing is it feels like he has a vendetta, you know, like he feels angry, like it's not that he did anything, which I'm sure he played some parts. I don't even know the history, but I'm sure he played some kind of part in himself being, you know, incarcerated. And I feel like he's trying to be like, oh no, it's cool, it's fine. No, I don't blame you. No, we good. But then, you know, he really has a vendetta. And it may not just be for Krishan. It very well could be because of it very well could be because, you know, maybe some family members weren't there. Maybe some people, you know, he cared about or loved or was talking to before he went in or something. I don't know. But whoever the people are that he feels kind of betrayed him or didn't show up for him, yeah, he's definitely back with a vengeance. Now he's smiling and acting like everything cool, but really and truly he's back with a vengeance. So he's up to something. All right. Had to clean those twice. All right, what's the future energy for Blueface? Well, definitely stubborn energy. What's the future energy for Blueface? Sudden changes. Irresponsible. Separated. Wow, this is beginning to look just like the reading came out for Krishan. Illegal activity. Rival. Thief. Hood rat. Black magic now. Black magic. Scorpio again. Baggage. Again. Money is coming. Perfectionist again. Mental illness again. Twin flame again. Broke again. Now, they weren't back-to-back readings. Taurus on the bottom of the deck. Back-to-back. But within both of his readings, I did the past and the present. Some of this stuff has come out. So, it is what it is. The cards do what they want to do. So, we have in the center of the read, Black Magic. I feel like because he's not able to take responsibility for anything that happens to him, if there's a period of bad luck, maybe he's there now. I feel like he's going to blame it on someone wishing ill on him. You know, someone wanting bad or ill to happen to him and not anything that he's done. Okay. There will be sudden changes. Sudden changes, maybe due to him being irresponsible. I feel like there might be a loss of money of some sort because of his irresponsibility. And it could be from someone he's separated from. This also could be due to illegal activity, whether he's participating in it or knows about it. And there's some type of rival that's in the picture as well. As a hood rat energy, his energy could be to be a thief, to steal some type of way somebody's money. And that could be the illegal activity that I'm seeing, or someone stealing his money. We also have Scorpio again, which I told you in the last section, is the death card, which something has to end in order for something to begin. And so it could be with the sudden changes, it could be the way that he's made his money, the way that he's done stuff could change. I hope that it's not indicative of him going back to the past, but it may be something dealing with the past because baggage is here. So something that has been hanging on to him from the past could resurface and cause some issues because of illegal activity or a possible thief or something like that. He does have money coming here. So there's something he'll kind of get into some kind of way. Now, it could be with the thief. It could be him taking it some kind of ways, finagling a way to get some money from somebody. Could be white collar, could be, hood stuff. I don't know. But that perfectionistic energy is still here with being fearful of success, but also being fearful of failure. Mental illness is here, so it could be dealing with depression, anxiety, etc. The twin flame could be Krishan, could be somebody else that he's back and forth with. But in being in that energy, that is right in alignment with illegal activity. The Scorpio, which is like the death card, that person could be a Scorpio also. But then we have broke. Okay. And so this is some type of negative energy that he could be in the future. I feel like keep your eyes open for court case. It could be something that he's dealing with, or he could be taking someone to court because of stuff that they did or something they took from him or stole from him. Something to that extent. All right, let's look at the angel numbers. Any final messages for Blueface? Let me do something real quick. Mega Deck 3. Can you give us some more specifics on what's going on with Blueface in the future? I'm hearing top 3. V could be of significance. D could be of significance. T could be of significance. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the ear of corn again, which is about good luck and abundance. So that could go in alignment with the money coming. But the letter V could be of significance to him. The letter D could be of significance. And the letter T could be of significance. Keep that in mind. All right, now let's go back to the Oracle deck. He got 999. Now, usually 9 is about endings, and I just talked about the death card being things have to end in order to begin. This is about completion. This is about some type of experience. And we talk about sudden changes, so I don't know. But let's see what it says. It says spiritual realm, loyalty, responsibility, which we were talking about being irresponsible, truth, love, light, spiritual realm, growth, solutions, applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. Let me say that again. Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort, release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up for the best is yet to come. Open up for the best is yet to come. So it's kind of like saying the opposite of what we're seeing with all this lying and all of this. The spiritual realm is advising that he does open up and allow people in and to speak his mind and to be truthful. But everything in this reading has been hidden this, lying that, so I don't know if he would take that advice, but that is the spiritual advice. Final message for Blueface. Children, is something going on. Children are important to this partnership. Okay. And then passion is at the bottom. Try something you've never done before. So maybe that's what he'll do with the sudden changes. I don't know. Maybe he'll change. But that is your reading for Blueface, his profile. Please let me know if you enjoyed the reading by leaving some type of heart at the bottom. Please also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It continues to build the channel, push it out so that others can enjoy the videos as well. And it definitely motivates me to continue to make the videos. So I appreciate each and every one of you that have already subscribed, that like and interact with me and with others underneath the video. And until we meet again, remember, it always gets better. Always. Bye.